Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon. There's a little bit of misconception about the distribution of languages in the world. Some people think, well, I'm quoting Fox News expression, some people think that there is a stratification or a kind of hierarchy to the languages in the world. In another way, we're thinking of languages as more important to less important, or more superior languages to less or more inferior languages. This is not the exact distribution of languages in the world, and this is a big misconception. If you think that Arabic is more important than English, or you think that English, just because it's the internet-based language and it is the common language of the world, is more important than, for example, Spanish or Malawi or Indonesian, this is wrong. All languages from linguistics point of view are treated equally. There is no certain distinction of language over the other. All languages are treated equally, no matter the background of language that is. But in certain distribution of languages, they give more emphasis to the far more common languages than the other languages that are less common or obsolete languages or dying languages or dead languages. What I want to say, that there was a little bit of debate since yesterday about putting the language of, well, the Japanese or and Arabic and Korean in the category of the most difficult and challenging languages in the world. And that does not mean that these languages are inferior to English, Spanish, and German. No, they just demand a little bit of more preparation and more attention to in order to be learned. In another way, we're talking about the longevity of training, and longevity of training by no means this language is inferior just because of its complexity, syntactically speaking and metaphorically speaking, idiomatically speaking, semantically speaking, or pragmatically speaking in a way or another. What I want to say that you should perceive language, any language in the world, in terms of its equality to all other languages in the world. There is no certain distinction of one language over the other. Just because the Arabic language is the language of Holy Quran does not mean that Arabic is superior to other languages in the world. Other languages like Hebrew, I mean, we're talking about Bible. Bible was given to the disciples and given to the prophets in Hebrew. Now, does that mean that Hebrew is and was superior to Arabic at that time? No. We're talking about Aramaic, we're talking about Hebrew, we're talking about Assyrian languages, we're talking about the old languages, the Old Testament languages, and we're talking about English and Arabic and all other languages in the world. We all treat them equally. There is no certain hierarchy or distinction of one language over the other, because we are talking about speakers. Anybody can learn a language because the mind is designed to learn language. It is just some societal, social, and psychological and cognitive elements or factors that determine whether you are going to spend 10,000 hours learning this language or probably a couple of weeks in order to master it. And we're talking about certain elements that will expedite, speed up, or slow you down from learning that language. So, listen, do you hear me? If you hear me, there is no superiority of one language over the other. All languages are treated equally. Rabbi افضل.